Hey guys, what's going on? It's RogerDeath here, and this is going to be an unusual video because it's not going to be your traditional League of Legends-y video. This is actually on the public beta environment, or PPE as it is known, and I want to... I tried this out for a second. As you can see, Nami, the new champion, is kinda out. You don't get to see there's no splash for her. You can try her out. I have not yet. I'll be doing that when she gets... potentially when she gets closer to completion. But a guy by the name of Stonewall's, I believe it's 008. Let me check just to make sure. Anyway, he's known as Stonewall, right? Big guy in the League of Legends community usually. Go-to guy for jungling. Well, he's been doing a bunch of videos on how to do some of these champions in the Season 3 jungle. Because they changed it. Made it more difficult. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, yeah, if you look him up on YouTube, it's Stonewall008, shut up, YouTube. I've actually come across somebody that, with a little bit of fine-tuning, oh, I don't want to join. It could be an incredible jungler and have some very cool ganks. I'm gonna do a random password. Yes, don't care. We're actually going to be going Yorick.
Death is only the beginning.
Now I'm sure that sounds weird just because it's Yorick Mori. He's got great top lane potential. He's an absolute badass at it. But the issue is that he just doesn't do tons of damage. His traditional issue is that the minions aren't helping enough in the jungle. They are not really hurting the minions, with any of the traditional builds, and he's taking too much damage. He's a little slow. Well, I've only done one round of this, so we'll see if I can fine-tune it a little bit better here. But my runes are kind of awkward as well. Following his advice, start with the machete and 5 potions, even though you really don't need that many. I'm going to start with the Omen of Famine. You could hypothetically start with the Omen of War, but the Omen of Famine is a lot better for sustain, and that's what this jungle is all about. So, while we're here, we're going to go over a few changes that they made to the map. If you notice, this ramp down here is a little more wide. It's much wider, open. It's a lot easier to get from up here into here. And it's the same way for a blue team to dragon as it is for purple to Baron Nashor. Wraiths have been repositioned some. I will show you that as soon as they come up and I get there. So why am I doing this? Because I bet Yorick is kind of going to be ignored as a potential jungler for Season 3. I really do, but I see a lot of potential in him, and he's got a pretty decent clear time. He was at a little over 4 minutes on my first playthrough, and that's actually not tons far, or too far above where the so-called fast junglers are, but he's doing it in pretty much he can come out of it with full health if you do it right. So we're gonna wait for that, and we're going to start right away. I do need to use a potion pretty much right away, just because he does take some damage. The cast time does get a little annoying, but generally, from what I can tell, shouldn't interfere too much. I do that little dance to try and get a little closer to the blue buff without taking too much time out. Who knows, maybe last time was just a fluke, but it really doesn't look like it. Looks like... I said level up. Damn it. Looks like Yorick has the potential. I'm going to have to work on some of these mechanical issues there, though. He has the potential to be just this unstoppable jungler, just like he is in lane. But it's going to require some work, I think, mechanically. Maybe my timing could be better on some of the ghouls. Maybe I'm not leveling the ghouls in the optimal order. Yeah, I'm a little slow, but that's to be expected. It is really my first try. It's my second try, actually. I mean, he is not necessarily going to be the fastest. I'm not saying he will be, but he's going to be able to be very well off because he'll have tons of sustain, and you really don't need to get as many potions. You could potentially do without the Hunter's Machete because it doesn't really boost any of his stats that much. So we're getting to the red camp about 3:35. That's not horrible. Killing 347. Weirdly, yeah. So this is about the time where the so-called fast junglers are finishing. So he's a little slow right now, but I'm also not a tremendous pro at this, and the timing could probably be tightened up. 4 minutes is roughly his end time. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now, why is this important? Why do I think Yorick would make a really good jungler? Well, as I just showed, he's got great single target. He can do some tremendous single target damage. His minions will start tanking damage for him, which is very important with this new jungle. He's very reliant on cooldowns. And right now he's got attack speed glyphs, just because I don't have cooldown ones right now. We're going with the more standard AD kind of jungler build here, though, with a lot of attack damage, just flat, and the greater seals of armor. Let me see if I can indeed. Come on, runes. Let me see if I can't maybe get cooldown glyphs, see if they're too expensive for me to get. Yeah, I can get 4 of them. But, you know, we can get them, we can see if they even make a difference. Who knows? I might have just stumbled onto the next greatest thing here. We still have a little bit of attack speed, and we get a little bit more cooldown. Let's see if that'll help our problem. Actually, I do want to go back into the masteries before I do that. So these were the masteries I was currently using for him. But there are some things in here he really doesn't need. He doesn't need that, so we're gonna dump those into Wanderer, which is kind of a weird one, but it does what it needs to. This might, we do want to keep. Alright, let's try this. This might help fix some of Yorick's slowing issues.
Death
We'll see.
is only the beginning.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's a little loud right now. I don't fine tune. I barely touched the PvE, so I really haven't fine tuned how the audio is in that. So this is just kind of a test run to see if I'm crazy, or if this could potentially be something that works. If it is, holy cow, one of my favorite champions has become a jungler as well. Mordekaiser doesn't work, believe me, I tried. I tried quite hard to get Mordekaiser. I tried several different things. Whoa. I don't think it's supposed to be that way. I'll make sure that there's a report on there. So he gets damage from. Let's look at some damage. First thing we can get's a longsword and a Doran's blade. But we do want to go with more standard, so I'm just gonna go with. We're gonna compare it to how stone walls are. So we're just gonna go with this for a standardized test. And really that small bit of. God, that looks terrible. I keep wanting to use that to figure out how much cooldown reduction I have right now. That small percentage of attack speed increase will not really be a big deal at the beginning of the game. It can be later on in the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will.
Slips away.
I know I usually don't do these more higher analytical style videos, but this is just something that I really couldn't pass up doing. I love Yorick too much, and I think he can be an incredible jungler. No compromise. So 10 seconds. I do like the new UI though. It's definitely clean. I like the little indicators on the bottom showing what your level of the skill is. It's kind of cool. Wow, I actually didn't have my omen didn't tank it all for me there. Just cast it over on this guy. A little faster, maybe a little slower. I don't know. So we're gonna actually have to potion again here, but we did anyway. First time I'm like, oh god, is this actually gonna work? And it turns out, basically, as soon as you cast that second minion, I'm actually gonna try getting this for single target damage now. Again, like I said, it could all be entirely in the order in which you get skills. Okay, so I got a lot of cooldown reduction now. And the move speed is starting to show significance. Cool.
Death is the gift I offer.
I mean, Yorick is a great champion. Don't get me wrong. He hasn't really been a successful jungler at all, though. Which is kind of something that I find unusual because he's got great sustain. Absolutely amazing sustain. Wow, I think this is actually going to be might be my fastest run yet. Of course, that's also not saying much. It's also only my third run ever. And now we'll get the pestilence. Alright, now let's get down over to... Yeah, we're still a little bit behind. Might have even lost speed, actually. It just... I made a couple mistakes this time, though. I do know that. But Yorick can very quickly, compared to other junglers, take down. Wow, yeah. He's a little behind, but he's actually got some great damage. You know, still got that amazing sustain that he's known for. About the same time, about 4 minutes. That's not shabby. I mean, he's a bit unconventional, but he can work, I think, which is rather unusual. Especially given that we see people like Lee Sin, for example. He's just completely not capable in this new jungle to do anything. So I wonder if we got full cooldown, that would help. Or if we should try something crazy. Let's go with the crazy one. Do I have? No, I don't. That'd be... Never mind. I can't. I was going to say, let's go with the crazy full attack, flat attack damage instead of anything over here. And that might... How much does that give? It's a glyph and it's physical attack and 0.28. Let's pull up handy dandy calculator here. Come on. No, calculator. Come on, come over here. So 0.28 times 9, so it's an extra 2.5. I don't think that'd make too much of a difference, honestly. I mean, I have no clue though. I'm not the professional jungler here. But that's kind of a look at how I think Jungle Yorick could work for Season 3. It's kind of unusual, but it's surprisingly beefy, and he gets going, and he can... Wow, he's still only 10 IP. Okay, I'll buy him. And he's got great sustain. There's no question about that. Darius, is another supposed great one, but he doesn't have any of that sustain that Yorick has, but he's a little bit faster. Maybe I just need to try dealing with things with a different ranking thing. Anyway, yeah, that's it for now, guys. This is RogerDeath, signing off.